Hello again. I'm here to talk about this week's episode of Doctor Who, which was the big finale, The Name of the Doctor. This is, of course, the one that everybody's been waiting for, the one where we finally get some answers. There's certainly been plenty of hype about the episode, especially with some of the DVDs being accidentally released early, but amazingly enough, no copies managed to escape onto the internet, so nothing was ruined. So, the episode itself. One word particular comes to mind, and that is epic. I was completely blown away by it. The opening sequence was fantastic. Seeing Clara with previous incarnations of the Doctors was amazing, and it got me totally excited about what was to come right from the start. The storyline sees the Doctor forced to the one place that he should never go, Trenzalore, which, as it turns out, is the location of his tomb. There were plenty of familiar faces popping up, with Jenny, Strax and Madame Vastra, the return of River Song, and also the Great Intelligence, which is taken on the form of Dr. Simeon. The Great Intelligence is accompanied by the Whispermen, and while these are pretty creepy, we never really get to see that much of them in action. So Matt Smith was fantastic in this episode, particularly in the scene where he breaks down after the realisation of what's happening. The scenes with River Song were also very touching and emotional. It seems to be a final farewell for the Doctor and River, although River's final words do make you wonder if this is actually the case. She leaves us with another big question in place. The Doctor's final resting place being the TARDIS is very fitting, and it turns out it's actually the burial ground of the TARDIS itself. The question of the title, The Name of the Doctor, thankfully never got answered, although there was really very little doubt that this would be the case. It's just too big a part of the show's mystery to give it up. I think it would really take something away from it. And then there is Clara. The mystery of the impossible girl is finally explained. Clara sacrificed herself and splintered herself throughout time in order to save the Doctor. It was a great performance from Jenna, and the bond between the Doctor and Clara really seemed to be strengthened during this episode, both showing that they are willing to sacrifice anything in order to save each other. There were classic Doctor Who references everywhere, not only in the scenes featuring the Doctors and in the soundbites. Although I have to say I never saw the 8th Doctor in any of them, or was that something I missed? And then after all this, there was a big reveal at the end, with John Hurt, who turns out to be the Doctor. Unfortunately, it had already been revealed that he was going to be playing a version of the Doctor by the press, but it didn't really take away from the impact, and it left a lot of questions. Just where does he fit in into the grand scheme of things? The Doctor says that it is him, but that he never said that it was the Doctor, and also that this was a Doctor that broke the promise. Whatever the story is here, it's a final lead-up into the 50th anniversary, but now we have to wait. November the 23rd feels like a lifetime away. It has to be said, this whole episode felt like a huge fanfest. My particular favourite scene was the one with the First Doctor and Clara, where she shows him which TARDIS to take. Although this could be because William Hartnell is my favourite Doctor. With the huge storyline and all these nods to classic Who, it just makes you wonder what exactly they've got in store for the 50th. All in all, I thought The Name of the Doctor was a huge success, and one of the most memorable series finales in quite some time. Huge kudos to Stephen Moffat and all of the cast. So, now the long wait begins again. I shall be back next week with turning to my 11 Doctors vlogs with the 5th Doctor, so I shall see you all then. Goodbye.